Hey there, listeners. This is another episode of A Sex Talk. I have today with me a decent amount of time friend, Grace. I've known you for what, like
I've known kind of
since
yeah.
a Halloween, two Halloweens ago from now when this was recorded. So that was the first time we really talked. Like I've seen you around campus and whatnot, but we didn't really talk before then.
No, yeah.
Well, this is my friend Grace. Beautiful person. Love talking to her. So I figured I'd bring her on my podcast. I'm going to let you say a little bit about yourself.
Oh, God. Okay. I don't know. I'm Grace. I'm like 19. Yeah, that's accurate. I always confuse how old I am. I always think I'm 18 in my head. I'm like, no, I'm not.
That's not what I think. I'm turning 23 in April.
How does that feel?
I don't like it because I'm still sometimes I'll walk into a bar and I'm just I shouldn't be in here. I'm not allowed to be able to be in here.
For almost 3 years now.
Yeah.
Really, that's insane.
But my brain's still you're not old enough to walk in here. What are you doing? But then I'm also I've been paying taxes for a while. What's going on? I don't like this.
I'm going to be 20 in July and that's so weird to me. So many of my
Growing
friends are
up is
20,
weird.
and I'm like, what?
Whenever I turn 26, it's just my life's just gonna feel empty. I'm gonna be where do I go from here? 30? No.
Yeah.
Gross.
You can only go up from there.
I hate the idea of it. Why can't we go down in age? Let me Benjamin Button this bitch.
Why was 26 the age that you thought of when you're
I'm
my
not
life's
over?
27?
There's no way.
This is an oddly specific number. 26. It's over for me.
It's planned out. It's fully ready to go. I've already paid the hitman.
November of 26.
Yeah.
Is when. Yeah, that was English.
Is that an election year? No.
No.
Yeah, we're good then.
Yeah, no, that's...
I don't know. Well...
No, it's not.
So, to jump into the podcast, as I start off with every person, and it's my favorite question to ask just in general, what's the wildest thing you've ever done?
Probably just had sex in a bed that didn't belong to me or the person I was sleeping with. Probably. That's the only one I can think of right now. There are definitely
wholeheartedly expecting something way wilder.
Right? There definitely are. I'm just, that's the first thing that came to my
speaking on that, I've done that a few times, but that's because I was a dick freshman year, and I fucked on my roommate's bed because I really didn't want to get my bed dirty. And he was just never there except for at night.
Why? But
well, also he didn't do laundry, but twice the entire year.
Where was he? Where did he go the whole time?
He just re-wore his clothes all the time and had them in a giant pile under his bed. He did laundry right before he went back home for Christmas because he lived in Chicago and had to have clothes for that. And then he did laundry right before he left campus freshman year. And I was just thankfully, it didn't smell. It wasn't bad. His shit didn't stink somehow. But I was just also my bed was lofted all the way up at the very top.
Terrifying.
And I was just not about to try to get a girl up in there. And I was we can just go to my roommate's bed.
Scary is what it is. It is the worst location. That's
especially
the worst location.
Twins. Yeah.
I've it's it's so scary. Why did I do that for?
Worst location. Oh God, worst location.
What do you mean?
I'm trying to think of the worst location I've had set. Oh.
In a car is awful.
It depends. If you have an SUV,
car.
It's not awful.
It was a tiny car, and it was awful.
So the worst location for me was in a car, but we were driving around trying to find a pretty spot to do it at, and where I used to live, there were a bunch of back roads and whatnot. And so we parked at this watering hole, this little swimming hole that not a lot of people know about. And we were doing it there because it was the middle of the day and no one should be out there.
Right.
And we're in the middle of this shit. And I look up and I'm like, hey, there are people parked right behind us. And it was fucking, immediately, because she was like sitting up, just like riding me and shit. So like it was obvious we were doing shit. They were just sitting there. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I get up to look, and she's putting on her clothes. 'Cause I don't care.
Right.
They don't know who the fuck I am. But like they're just casually there, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And I look at it. It's a like mid-50s convertible. The dude's wearing fucking seersucker and one of those pork pie hats, I think is the term. The wife was in a sundress, and they had kids in the back seat.
You have so many details of this.
I was terrified because they were just there out of nowhere in a really nice car on a several mile long dirt road for no fucking reason. And where they like pulled into, this is rough terrain. You have to have generally a 4-wheel drive vehicle to get there. But they were just in a fucking Studebaker or some shit. And I was like, how long have y'all been there? What the fuck? So we got in, and like you can't drive forward because the water gets too deep. So like I would have submerged my car unless I just did it perfectly, but I don't. I'm not doing that. So I had to like do a full 360 and just like skirt the fuck out of there, and that ruined that night.
Yeah.
I was just pissed. Oh my god.
Were they doing anything, or were they just like
I
chilling?
think they were just out for a Sunday drive, but like why the fuck were they there at that spot? Like I could show you at some point if we ever end up going on a drive.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna end up having you drive out that way whenever we did the driving thing.
If we ever did the driving.
Yeah, but I can always still just take you out there. Like you'll be like, why the fuck were they out here?
Yeah.
Nobody is here.
Are there like houses out there or anything?
I mean, yeah, but it's like multi-millionaire homes.
Or did they scream like multi-millionaire vibes?
No, they just screamed like a nice Rogers couple who was driving for fun.
Rogers couple.
Like they were older, but
It's like oddly specific, but it makes a lot of sense.
yeah, like, I'm just like I don't know what the fuck was going on with this. Like another really bad location I had. So this was a catfish on Tinder, pretty much. Like, not catfish in the sense like
Wait, did someone catfish you?
Technically, like she was ugly as hell compared to what she portrayed on Tinder.
But like, was it still her?
Oh yeah, it was still her.
Okay, she just picked like good pictures, but
They were hella
cute.
like put effort into them and like completely angles that aren't what she would ever look like normally.
Right.
And like I showed up and I like this bitch was in Bella Vista, so I drove from campus to Bella Vista, which is like an hour drive, because she's in Bella Vista on Beaver Lake, so out there. And I was like, I already drove this far, it's fine, and I had to like sneak in because she lived with her parents, and I'm like, that's fine, I'm 19, she's 19, this makes sense. And then we go up to the like her room is the attic kind of thing, and she sleeps on like a broken bed, and like the floors creak, and I'm just like, so
This is awful.
let's just get this over with. And then I dipped, and I was like, well, she didn't look like what she said she looked like, but that's over.
She just picked the best version of herself for Tinder for some reason.
Yeah. Which I mean I do too, but like that's
Well,
just pretty
I'm sure
naturally
your pictures
me.
look like you.
Yeah,
though.
like I'm not gonna change. Like one, it's kind of hard for me to like change what I look like. I'm already fucking tiny. But yeah, let's open it up to you. Do you have any questions that you're interested to know about, or you want to just talk about in general?
I feel like I know so much about you, but I definitely
I
don't
bet
know
you
everything.
don't. There's
Like,
so much
there's
about
no
me
way
that you
I
do
know
not
everything, but I know that I know a lot of things. Let me see. See, when I have to think of things.
She's a very giggly person. I love it. It's so much fun.
I'm socially inept. Is the truth of it.
I would say socially inept. You're just very shy.
Yeah. That's the same. That's just the nicer way of saying what I say.
A little bit awkward, but
Just
I
a
haven't
little
seen you
bit.
out in like legitimate public, so I don't know too
For the best. That is for the best. I am awful in the
like,
public.
God no.
It's just, you saw me at Tanner's party though.
Yeah, but
I
you were
was drunk at Tanner's.
So
She's a very different person.
I was also extremely fucked up.
Oh yeah, what? But yeah, you were just...
I was on so many drugs that night and the night before.
I didn't even really notice either. You were just...
Yeah, it's really fucking hard to tell that I'm fucked
there
up.
was just like a giant bottle of Malibu like glued to your hand.
Yeah,
and
no one was taking that away from me. That was my drink for the night.
Just dressed as Rocky and so interested in Jackson's camera for like 20 minutes.
Yes, I love cameras. I also thought he was a girl when I came in, so I like...
That's still, like, his favorite thing anyone's ever, like, it's the biggest compliment he's ever gotten.
Well, because, like, I was like, damn, this girl's cute, and then I was like, oh, wait, I had a class
he was a hot girl.
Because, like, Jackson's taller than me, and I'm immediately attracted to girls that are taller than me. So, for the people that obviously don't know, because there was only, like, 40 people at this party pre-COVID, way before COVID, so, like, get that out of your mind, dumbasses.
Halloween
Grace,
2019.
You were dressed as
I was
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And her boyfriend at the time was dressed as...
Lydia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't ever remember her name.
Her name's Lydia.
I don't remember her character's name. I just remember Winona Ryder because, like, I want to fuck the shit out of her.
Because she's one of the prettiest women in the entire world.
Ever born. But, so, Jackson's a 6 foot tall... he's what, like 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, something like that.
Fucking taller than me, beefcake of a man, but also just like radiates teddy bear vibes. Yeah. So like just an effeminate. He also has a very effeminate like face,
right.
in like a really nice way.
The bitchiest man I've ever had.
I've never met him bitchy, so I don't know.
I was talking about this with my friend earlier because he has seen the two of us bicker. He is the only one that's seen me and him bicker back and forth, and everyone thinks I am so mean to Jackson. It's just that they don't see
him be mean to you.
Yes, and it's just I was like, no one ever believes me when I say that he's just such a bitch.
I'm fucked up on a lot of shit, and I just walk in and see this, and I start flirting with him, and he turns around. I tried, I think, I don't remember, but like turns around and just goes, "Hey, what's up?" And I'm just like, "Oh, god damn." And then I see her dressed, because I thought you all were a lesbian couple. And I was like, oh, bet. Let's see where this goes. Because it's a theater party. You can't ever assume people aren't here to just, like, get freaky. I mean, like, shit. Alex had friends that fucked in Tanner's bathroom.
Yep.
Was not a fan of that. Tanner did not like that at all.
Nope. Wait, I had something else I was going to say. Oh, yeah, okay, so the first time you told me that, the Jackson thing, I forgot that you were fucked up on many a drug. So my for some reason, my thought was that you thought that sober, and I was like, how the I know he was into dress, but, like, how on earth do you mistake him
I don't remember it
lady?
entirely, but I don't think I mistook him for long.
No,
like I walked in for a little bit, and I was
it.
like, "Damn!" And then he turned around, and I was like, "Damn." Shit.
That's just a dude, I'm afraid.
But yeah, that was the first time we met. That party was.
It was fun.
It was okay.
It is the only fun party I've been to because I don't go places or do anything.
It's also because that was the last real party we've had before COVID hit.
There were like a couple other theater parties. Yeah, I just didn't get invited.
Theater kids don't throw good parties because they're too fucking scared all the time, and people are like, they get upset and try to make shit more difficult than they need to, like really fucking quickly. Like, I'm just trying to flirt with people and see where the night goes, but because we're at a party, they're just like, I feel like I was taken advantage of. I'm like, I wasn't gonna do shit unless I know that you were cool with it.
Right,
like, I don't. We go to the same school and are in the same department.
Yeah.
Like, you gotta be fucking stupid to try to do some. Plus, I'm not that type of dude to like try to do that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that party was nice. Like, other than the fact that we had to drive to Springdale for it.
Yeah,
but still, a lot of people showed up for it, which I was surprised.
I Ubered there and back. That shit was so much money.
God damn.
Yeah.
See, I was like, I offered to drive people, but people don't like me, and we're like, oh, we're good, we're just gonna Uber. I'm like, I'm saving you money, but also to their
they
benefit.
would have had to wait for you to not be so on drugs anymore.
I don't know what you're talking about because I still drove either way.
I know, but would you have driven other people that fucked up?
No. I did sober by the end of the night, so I was good.
I was not. I didn't throw up though. which is amazing.
Woo!
I typically do if I'm that drunk, but I didn't.
It also doesn't help that it's like a theater party on Halloween, so all the girls are just like really hot and slutty, and I'm just like, why can't this just be an orgy?
Yep.
Too many people not here for polyamory, and I'm just like,
They'll probably get there eventually.
No, because we're in Arkansas.
Okay, but they're not going to live in Arkansas forever. Probably. Maybe some of them. Probably some of them.
It's been ingrained in them. But, yeah, have you thought of anything you might be interested in yet?
No, head empty, no thoughts. I should have thought about this more earlier, because I think you told me to think about it, and then I just never did.
It's fine.
Because I can't remember anything for more than like 3 seconds. No idea.
Okay, then, well, so,
ADHD.
I want to get into an interesting topic.
Oh, God.
So, we've had sex
Indeed.
a few times.
Yes.
I want to know your opinion on it.
What about it?
The way you were just like, what about it?
Like, what? No, like,
how is it for you? Like,
it's
what,
good.
What do
I
you,
mean,
what
if
do you
it
like
wasn't good,
about
I
it?
wouldn't keep doing it.
Well, I'm glad, because some
That's
people
like
are
a
the
pretty
opposite. They're
logical
like, I
approach.
just don't want to make you like. I've definitely had some people that are like, I just don't want to make you feel bad. I'm like, bitch, I don't want to sleep with you if you don't want to sleep with me. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, if I didn't want to sleep with you, I would not continue to do that.
Thankfully, someone's out there doing that.
I am not a nice person. So, I enjoy it. It's pretty solid.
Saw it.
So yeah, pretty solid, dude. I'm like an extremely casual person with this kind of stuff, which, like, you know, because we've had sex and you just laugh at me all the time. So you're like, what on earth is wrong?
We
with you?
legitimately just have conversations while we're having sex, or we're watching like BoJack Horseman, just fucking the shit out of each other, and it's great. I love it.
That's all I watch, and so that's all we do, really.
Fair. I mean, I guess we could talk about how the acid trip was.
It was fun.
Okay, but we gotta like elaborate on it, because like I remember a decent bit of like how it was for me, but like
I do not. I have no idea what happened.
But you,
I'm shocked I'm shocked the trip didn't last forever for me. I'm an idiot who took a second tab halfway through, and I was up for 16 hours after you were asleep, and it was not like 16 hours after, but like 4 hours like after you were fucking asleep. I was like, this
I got to the point where it was like 4 a.m, and I was like, no, I'm done. I'm going to bed.
No, I could not. I was done at also around 4 a.m, but you know, about 4 hours later is when I kind of went to sleep. And it was.
But
all the rest of it was
I mean, I do know that I love having sex on psychedelics the most out of anything.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so much more fun. It feels great. Drunk sex was not too bad. We didn't get super drunk.
No.
But it's also really hard for me to get super drunk unless I'm with, like, a group of people. Like, I can't just do it.
I get super drunk alone.
See, I can't do it.
Because I get embarrassing, and so no one should ever be around me drunk.
And
so
then
I just get drunk
I don't like sex on weed because it just doesn't feel great unless I'm just absolutely destroyed on edibles. I gotta take like 2 like unnecessarily heavy edibles and just be out.
I would literally just be dead.
Yeah, that's the point. I gotta be at the point to where I'm
incapacitated asleep.
Yeah, I love that.
I just get tired.
But acid is great because, one, it's easy to find. It's super safe for me. It is. I know plenty of people. This is all the people I hang out with.
I just don't have many friends.
I mean,
I'm just not a social.
But how does the other dude not just have access? He's the type of dude that would just make it.
Yeah. He's trying to make it.
I cannot imagine he just wouldn't make it.
I mean, yeah. He probably will at some point. What else do we have? You know.
But so the things I remember from it, like I remember a decent chunk. It's been a couple of weeks since we've done it, so like I just forget because I forget stuff pretty quickly. I don't hold on to stuff a whole lot.
Rapid ADHD on both ends.
We love it. But the shower sex was great, even though it was a little weird because
vague memories of that. Why were we in the shower? What was the goal?
Because I wanted to get in the shower because I wanted to know what it felt like. So we got in there, And having sex in the shower was not great. It was hard. It didn't work. Your shower looks cool, but it's not great for doing anything else in.
There's no real like productivity to that.
But like once we got out of the shower and like in front of the mirror, that part was great. I liked it.
Yeah. That was fun.
And then
we were just in here because I didn't stand up for like
hours.
Ever. Yeah.
Yeah. There was one point where we were just going at it and like a really trippy song was going and like everything like rainbows started just fucking forming.
It
like,
was rainbows for me the entire time.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize until like after I was like, my lights were just red. My LED lights were just red. And they also only take up about half of this thing that no one can see because it's the fucking podcast.
Well, because like I was looking at the wall behind me. Oh, you took stuff down.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I was looking at the stuff that you used to have up there, and like that shit was just changing colors.
Lana Del Rey was staring at you, and you were not about it. You were not because I had her up there, and you were like, "That's Lana Del Rey." I was like, "Yeah."
I don't like it.
And you were like, "This is a Lana Del Rey song," and I was like, "Yes." And you were like, "She's looking at me." And I was like, I don't think she is.
Which is weird because I don't fucking listen to Lana Del Rey.
But you knew exactly who it was, though.
Because like her style of voice and singing is there's no one else that does it.
Right.
Like it's very much hi, I'm a sad bitch walking through a forest.
But like I love her. So.
But otherwise like it was really fun. I always hate waking up the next morning because I don't like I'm not in like a hangover but I'm just like
tired.
I'm drained and everything feels different. Like the world does not feel
My
like
eyes just
what
hurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's always like an overcast day afterwards too, but I think that's just coincidence.
Probably.
Let's see. I'm just
Yes.
I'm just trying to think of other interesting topics we can get on.
I told you about something, and you were like, "We should talk about that," like a week ago, and I have no idea what it was.
Yeah, me neither. So I got another one for you. When it comes to grooming yourself and other people, what's your like preference?
I don't really care what other people do. I really don't. Cause I've had a range of it, and I'm like, this is the fucking same.
It all tastes the same.
It basically.
See, I can't say that because vaginas do not taste the same ever.
Really?
I mean, there's like 3 distinct categories of vagina's taste for me. Like there's the I'm good. This isn't great. There's a taste. Like, I cannot explain what a vagina tastes like.
Right.
But, like, anyone who's slept with a few people should know. Or has gone down on a few people should know, like, what I'm trying to talk about. But, like, there's a taste there. It's not bad at all. But, like, it's just there.
Interesting.
And then there's the vaginas that have, like, no, like, real discernible taste. And you can just go down on them forever. And it's great. Yeah. Which, you're in that category. Big fan. Oh, there's my tinnitus. Ooh. Yeah, I just have tinnitus and my ear fucking starts ringing. Yeah, I hate it.
You have so many like interesting like medical conditions
I
just never hear about until you bring it up.
I am a medical anomaly, but I am one of the most in like peak condition people you'll ever meet because like. Nothing's wrong with me, but everything's fucking wrong with me.
You'll just mention like, "Oh, I'm blind in one eye."
Like I can't
and I'm
see.
like, "You're what?"
I can't see out of one eye. I have tinnitus. Tinnitus I caused by myself because, like, you've been in my car and heard my sound system.
Yeah, yeah.
So I used to have that in an Xterra in a SUV, and it's 3 times louder in an SUV because there's more volume, and it was so loud that you could literally hear it from almost a mile and a half away, and.
Well, then no shit, you have tinnitus
now. I broke every single noise ordinance in Northwest Arkansas. Like, it was not a legal sound system at all. I won a sound competition with it for the category I was in. But, so I'm blind in one eye, I've got tinnitus, I've got severe ADHD.
Right.
I've got Asperger's that I don't know exactly like where I fall on that because I've never been like fully tested for it, but it's very obvious that I have it. I've got major depression. Yeah, both of us.
I also have really bad ADHD, so I'm just like checking off what I have.
I've got Tourette's. I have I guess chronic ingrown toenail. Like it's just I think it's just because I've never been to get a mani-pedi to fix it, and it would be fixed afterwards. I think I just fucked it up in high school and never did it. I didn't really notice it until I started rock climbing. But like outside of that, like when I've been in several major longboarding wrecks and like 2 legitimate car accidents, and I've drowned twice. I've had a meat hook go through my shin before.
There are like 3 to 4 people in my life that I really do marvel at how the fuck they're still alive.
I've had guns pulled on me several times.
I know.
I've told you this.
And it's just like a wonder that they're still breathing. It doesn't ever make any sense.
And we're not even going to go into the suicide attempts because that part's not important. But on the side of like good things, like anytime I get hurt, it's healed with so I completely fractured my metacarpals in my hand 3 years ago or 2 years ago because whole long story that I don't really want to go into that involved a dumb fucking asshole of a dude that fucked me over. So I punched my car so hard in the fender that I put a hole in the fender. And it's a solid metal car.
Right.
Or the fender was. And I clean snapped my metacarpals right here.
Jesus.
So much so that my knuckles were inside out. Like they were down here hanging out. And then I just casually from that was like, fuck, okay. So I walked to the Walmart on campus and I went to the person at the prescription counter and I was like, hey, do you have something for this? And they were like, you need to go to a fucking doctor.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to. Do you have something for this? And they're like, we've got Advil. And they're like, that's not going to do anything. So I bought some Advil, took it, went to Pat Walker, and I showed the lady at the front desk. She's like, oh my God. She's like, when did this happen? I was like, 5 minutes ago. So I got in there, and they did an absolute shit job of like repairing it because it's Pat Walker, and they're not fucking great. They're not a good doctor service. Like, they're good if you need to get an STI checkup or something like that, but like actually getting stuff fixed or repaired,
just not gonna happen.
No. So I got that, and then they scheduled me for like a week later for like an actual I don't know the name of the doctor for this, but hand doctor.
Right.
And I went in, and he was like, yeah, you fucked that up.
Your hand, bro.
And like by that point, like a week later, I was already at the point to like my hand was stuck like this. I couldn't move it. But a week later, I was able to already move those fingers like up and down, but I couldn't grip anything because it hurt.
Yeah.
But so I went into surgery. I had a full surgery. I woke up, or before I went into the surgery, the doctor was like, yeah, there's like a very small chance that everything's going to go perfect and your hand's going to be fine. He's like, there's a pretty solid chance that we're not going to be able to realign this perfectly and you're not going to have full use of your hand anymore. And
Jesus.
I was like, okay, whatever. So I go into the surgery and fucking, he's like, it'll take like 3 or 4 months to fully heal and whatnot. And he's like, come in for a checkup about a month after it. So I go in for the checkup and he's like, you're fully healed. We can take cause like I had metal rods in my hand holding them together. And he was like, we can take these out. And
how have you lived this long?
I was just like, I heal with Wolverine factor, like healing.
It's ridiculous that it really is like 3 to 4 people that just genuinely can't die, I think.
That's where I'm at.
I genuinely think it's impossible because it would have fucking happened by now if it was going to happen at all.
That's why I'm not worried about the pandemic. But so, another story on that term, because I love talking about this shit. It doesn't have a whole lot to do with sex, but maybe I'll segue in there. We don't know. You know Duncan Avenue?
Sure.
That doesn't sound like a yes.
Drive? I don't know.
But like you've
Where
walked
is
around
it?
campus.
Yeah,
Duncan
I'm
Avenue is
not
the
in,
one
like,
that
months.
leads. It's literally like you can almost see it from here.
Okay, but what?
Duncan Avenue.
Landmarks.
So you're going up Dixon Street on campus side, and you know where Champions is?
Yeah.
It's that street right down it. That's a straight shot,
Oh, okay.
like
yeah.
just straight
Yeah.
down.
Mhm.
So I went down it on my longboard before it
Why?
was repaved,
Uh-huh.
and well, because I was longboarding with a friend, and I said the magic famous words, "Hey, watch this."
Oh.
And so I just go down because I was like,
Nothing good has ever followed those words. I don't think.
so
Ever.
I was well, because we were bombing Dixon Street and
Mm-hmm.
going down it like super fast. Like previously, and I was like, "Oh, I'll be able to handle this." But it's like a 45-degree incline.
Yes, it is.
I was going like almost 50 miles an hour, and I got board wobble and lost control. Skidded like 10, 15 feet on the road and went head first into the curb. No helmet, no safety gear, nothing. And like there were two people like just there because it was right in front of Duncan Apartments.
Yeah.
And two people walked out and they were like, "Oh my god, are you fucking okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, can someone call the ambulance?" Because like I had blood just fucking pouring down my face. Like this whole thing was like lava. Like you could still see it right here.
Yeah.
And then like this entire patch was just nothing.
I'm so sensitive to like visual descriptions of wounds.
It's so
injuries,
weird for
if
me
you
because like
will.
I generally am too.
I hate it.
But so like I got up and I was like, they're like, "Are you okay? You need to sit down and lie down." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna get out of the road." So I got out of the road, laid in the grass, just laid there. Within like 5 minutes, the ambulance had come. My friend was running down the street. He's like, "What the fuck happened? What the fuck happened, bro?" And I was just like, "I'm probably gonna be fine, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know." So the fire truck and the ambulance come there, and they're like, they checked me out, and they're like, "Yeah, you have to go to the hospital." And I was like, "Okay." They're like, "Do we need to get the stretcher for you?" I'm like, "I'm not riding in the fucking ambulance, bro.
Right.
I'm not paying for that. That's
Yeah.
$1,000 I can't fucking afford for no fucking reason."
Right.
So my friend was like, "Okay, I'll drive you." So once I was like they did the whole making sure I was like focused and like could actually survive and live.
Right. Yeah.
I got up, like started walking, and my friend's like, "Okay, I'll drive you." But his car was parked in the Garland parking lot, which is like a mile and a half.
Just a bit of walk. Yeah.
So I walked that entire thing across campus,
my
just
God.
completely just pouring blood. I don't know what the fuck people saw that day, but it would have been
That is
hilarious
what
to
people
know. I want to know what people's opinions were. Like, what the fuck happened?
Probably that guy is dead and somehow still walking is probably the general.
So we got there, and he drove me to the Washington Regional, thankfully. I got in there, went up to the nurses station, and they were like, they looked at me like, fill this out, please. And I was like, okay. So I'm just sitting over there, and like I'm fucking around with the nurses. I'm like, "Oh, I bet you've seen some pretty fucked up shit in here." And they're like, "Are you okay, sir?" And I'm like, "I'll probably be fine. It's whatever." And I call my mom, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, I'm in the hospital. Can you come here? Because I'm not good at hospital stuff. I can't do medical shit at all." So I had to have my mom come and like hold my hand because my friend left because he had to go to class or something like that. I don't remember. This was like sophomore year, so like 4 years ago. I've had 2 other ones since then. But we got there, my mom came in, and she's like, "You gotta stop being so foul-mouthed." I'm like, "Mom, I'm not gonna fucking stop doing that." So I got into the room, and like this really cute nurse like was helping me like get bandaged up, and then like I said something about the seat because like the seats in there are really big, and she's like, "There's some really fat people that come in here, and we have to like
my
be
God.
able to seat them." And I was just like, "Damn, I like this one." So like I get through it, and like they put a bunch of shit on my arm and like all of this, and like they bandaged it up, and I had to get 6 staples in my head, not stitches. I had to get my head stapled together. I was fine in a week. Other than, like, I had lava rock, like, hard, like, crusty
Fuck
shit for, like,
that.
2
No.
weeks, but it peeled off, and then I was fine.
Fuck you. I had road rash on, like, my entire leg right here. For, like, how long?
Oh, I'm missing a piece of my tailbone, too.
Yeah. What?
Have I not told you about this one?
I don't know.
You can see it. Hold up. This right here, I think.
Uh-huh.
Is it, like, still
Oh,
kind of purple?
whoa, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Missing
like
a piece of my
scar
tailbone.
there, yeah.
Yeah. That's from the week before I started college, because I was on a date, and we were longboarding before the movies, and, like, it was really slow. This is the slowest accident I've ever had. I was going literally, like, a mile an hour, because I was trying to learn how to slide on my longboard. And I do it, but it slips out from under me.
Ooh.
Like, I wasn't going hard enough to actually hurt. Like, I scuffed up my hands a little bit because it was hard asphalt, and then I got the back of my thing, and I was like, ah, shit. So I go into the Malco to clean it, but I use the Malco soap to clean it. So I got a fucking staph infection from it.
Shit, Sherlock.
I didn't know any better. I thought it would be fine. It's soap. I was like, the soap will clean it.
It's soap from the Malcolm movie theater.
You know, I learned that
Arkansas.
later.
What did you think was gonna...
I would be fine because I never get hurt generally in that sense. But so I was like, okay, this sucks. And like 2 or 3 days later, my mom is like she has to put the ointment on it because I can't see what's going on. And she was like, it's getting really bad. So she had to pull a fucking pus ball out of me. And it was the most painful and disgusting thing ever.
I'm quite literally gonna throw up.
I know, I did. But so then everything was fine with that.
Okay.
And then a week or two later, like this is literally the day before I move into my campus, my college dorm, freshman year. I was at my friend's house swimming, and she had a diving board, and I jumped in and did like a jackknife, and I hit it on the bottom, and it reopened up, and like not in like a bad way, like it just started bleeding again. And I got out of that pool so fucking quick, and I'm like, fuck, I'm just gonna lose it all. I'm dead. And then like I had to go to Pat Walker like the first day on campus, and like, hey, can I get something for this?
Yo, help me with this.
So those are a lot of long stories that had absolutely nothing to do with sex.
This podcast really just doesn't have anything to do with sex. It's just us talking.
It's fine. At the beginning, it did for a little bit.
We tried.
Have you come up with anything?
No.
Too busy getting squeamish?
It's really just I get squeamish of that shit so fucking easy. There was a class I had to take in high school called culture. I didn't have to. It was a class about movies, so I chose to take it because it was easy, and I was a senior and I didn't have more. And it was called Cultural Studies. It was just about movies. And there's like a whole war unit. And I hate war movies more than anything because I hate shit blowing up and I hate loud noises when they're not supposed to be there. And I hate and I get squeamish about fucking everything, obviously. And there's one movie, and I can't remember what it's called, but this guy is in an explosion and they try and like help lift him up. But his leg is like burned. And so they try to pick it up and like his skin like literally slides off his fucking leg, and I legitimately almost threw up.
See, I think I could handle that.
It's
weird
out
for me.
of nowhere, though. It was fucking awful.
Mine is really weird because mine is specifically medically related shit that I cannot fucking handle. Like, I could watch someone blow up and laugh at it. Completely fine.
I don't do explosions
I've seen actual murder videos because my friends wanted to.
Why has every man seen murder videos?
There's some point in your life where you go on to
fucking why.
There's some point on your life when you go to the dark web and you're just like, I want to see what this is, and you just see some dude get fucking legitimately murked.
Literally every man I've ever.
And I'm fine with it. I can handle that.
Why? I don't understand.
I can't look at a needle.
Really?
I'm terrified.
You have tattoos.
Those aren't needles in my brain. It hurts like a motherfucker. But it's several needles that aren't injecting something foreign into my body.
So you
I
could
know.
Never get like a stick and poke tattoo ever.
Oh God, no. One, I'm not gonna trust somebody to do that.
Fair enough.
But it's like with a medical needle, like they're injecting something like into my bloodstream kind of thing.
See, that's fine.
Huh.
I've had like blood drawn and shit.
Ah.
That was fun.
Don't like it. But, like, a tattoo is just the top layer of your skin. It just hurts. It's not, like, actively introducing a foreign thing into my body and how my brain runs it. But I've also had 7 piercings.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you have, like, piercings and shit. So
I
that
don't
doesn't
know.
make any... I mean, like,
I don't have to look at those
that's
ones.
not injecting either. It's going through. There's
Yeah.
a difference.
But, like,
In a way.
the thing is with piercings, I could never get my tongue pierced because it's on the inside of my body.
Pierced so bad.
Head's really fun with a pierced tongue, I'm just saying.
I want to get one. I wanted to get one since I was a kid.
The problem is, you know, you can't give head for, like, 6 months.
Yeah. Oh, it's a long time.
Yeah. You gotta commit. But, like, I can't do needles.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do... Walking into a hospital makes... Because my thing is I have a thing called BII phobia, which is blood injection injury phobia. And it's a phobia which is different than almost every other one, because most other phobias give you heightened adrenaline, make your fight or flight really ready to go, like you're ready to fucking fight shit kind of thing. Yeah. My phobia drops my blood pressure so low that I pass out and throw up.
Oof,
the complete opposite. So, like, the best example I have of this is we were in, this was, junior year of high school. I was in science class, and we were talking about blood gas. Don't know what the fuck it is.
Me neither.
Could not tell you, because I was in the middle of class, just hunched over on my desk, my hands around my stomach, just, like, cold as a motherfucker. And, like, it wasn't even, like, graphic or anything. It was just literally, like, blood gas has something to do with something and other stuff. And, like...
It's making me uncomfortable because I don't like what that implies.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
I don't fucking like it.
I couldn't hear anything. Like, my hearing gets really, really dim, and, like, starts ringing in my ears. My vision gets blurry. And, like, I had a desk partner, and I was just sitting there, and, like, 10 minutes in, I just throw up all over the desk.
Ooh,
and class stops. Yeah, this dude hands me a piece of gum, and he's like, here, this will help take the taste out of your mouth. My desk mate just runs out of the room, and she's like, that was the grossest fucking thing ever. And I'm like, I felt like shit, man. Because, like, I just threw up in front of the whole class, but also I'm me, and I was just like, it's whatever. I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. And my teacher was like, if you couldn't handle it, you could have just sat outside. And I'm like, I didn't know that. I thought I would be fine. I could just usually handle it. And then so I sat outside the rest of the class and kind of just left, and I was just like, this was awful.
In high school, my advisory homeroom teacher eventually realized how much I hated the fucking fire alarm. Because it was literally the loudest thing I've ever heard. I don't know why it's so loud and abrupt and awful.
You want to know what's bad?
What?
I'm louder than my fire alarm at my high school.
It was... You would not have been louder than this one.
I promise you I was.
It literally made sure, like people couldn't hear once they left. It was that fucking loud.
So, in class, like, you know how there's, like, tornado drills because we live in Arkansas?
Yep.
One day, I got bored, and I was sitting in the back of class, and I just started screaming, and my teacher thought it was the tornado siren going off, because it was, like, a semi-stormy day, and she's like, there's not supposed to be severe weather, what's going on? And I'm just like,
oh my god, no. Fuck that.
But, like, I can just, like, I know for a fact that I can talk loud enough that on, like, a Sunday when no one's doing anything on campus, like, not a lot, you can hear me from the Union at Yoakum.
I think people can typically hear you from long distance.
My speaker is a different story.
Yeah, but it's like...
me yelling.
It's kind of just an extension of you at this point.
Yeah.
So, like...
I'm a loud person.
No, yeah. It kind of is just like hearing you from a distance regardless. It's like,
That's
there
great.
it is.
So, let's try to... let's talk about sex, baby! So when it comes to your sexuality, like, how would you describe it? Because are you bisexual?
Is the term, because that's what I like, and it's
because
easy.
Some people are always just like, I'm pansexual or I'm demisexual. I don't know which one. Like,
just I like
you're
girls.
just like, whatever
I like dudes,
goes.
I like anyone in between those two things.
She's
or
like, I'm just a
outside.
whore and here to have fun.
Yes, basically. And, so, like, I mean, bi's easiest, and that's what I, like, identify with, and I think that if you think that doesn't include non-binary people, then you are not looking at the definition closely.
Well, then is there a stronger attraction to either side? Because, like, from what I understand, you only dated dudes, and
I've
mostly
only
you do
dated
stuff with dudes.
Yeah, because they're easy. I'll just be honest. Men are so much easier to understand in like every conceivable way. You're not difficult creatures for the most part.
Unless they just want to be assholes.
Yes, but that's not difficult to see coming typically. That's usually just me ignoring it. And girls are scary. They really are. They're so scary. So like I've really only dated guys, but like I've been interested in girls many times. But again, scary. Scary. And in high school. And I don't really like meet new people now because like I'm shy and COVID.
I mean, fair. Yeah, COVID's kind of fucked up a whole lot of shit because I planned on being at 100 body count by now, but.
Do you think you would have been
if I wouldn't have gotten banned from Tinder, I would have been wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. But since I got banned from Tinder and I had to rely on meeting people in person, COVID's fucked me over. Mm-hmm. But I've still slept with a decent amount of people since COVID started, which I know you guys are going to be like, that's fucked up, bro. But, like, I'm not worried about me having it, and I'm not worried about 90% of the people that I've met having it. Like,
yeah, no. I really don't do anything. I'll be honest, I don't leave very often.
Well, then, so... Awkward silence.
Yes.
My brain completely farted out there. I was going to get back into the topic of sexuality. Mm-hmm. Do you ever, like... I'm trying to think of how to, like, word this. Like... Because, like, you said...
It's a general idea.
You said non-binary doesn't, like, really affect you
at all.
I
don't care.
Like, in the terms of, like... Trans people too. Is that the same thing? Okay.
Yeah, I don't care at all.
I really,
really couldn't care less.
See, my thing, and like, I've gotten into some like semi-heated arguments about it, and like I understand the other viewpoint because I get where most other people that generally have my viewpoint come from, but like mine, I believe is different. Is like I don't care who or what you identify as long as you have a vagina.
I feel like that's fair, and you're allowed to have a preference for who you want to sleep with, and that's fine.
See, like, and I've had a lot of people like that, but a lot of my trans friends are like, that's transphobic, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Because what I've come to realize is a lot of people say that they like I get that saying you have a genital preference seems like kind of a dick move, but it's just like, I don't like penis in the slightest. I like men. Men are cute. Cute dudes. I would love to make out with cute dudes. Right. And there's some dudes that I sometimes fantasize about. But the idea of touching a penis just grosses the fuck out of me.
They're not, like, super pleasant to look at.
Disgusting. Unless I'm on acid or something like that, then I could.
Right,
I have to be fucked up to touch a penis. I've never done it. But it's gotten in my mind a couple of times. Especially whenever we did acid. That was really rough to not call up my friend and be like, hey, you wanna... I wanna know. But, so back to the genital thing. So, like, my thing is like, as long as you have a vagina, I do not fucking care what you identify as. And what I've come to realize from talking to a few people about it is the problem... The transphobicness comes from it because a lot of people that say that they have a genital preference, they're saying that, but they also wouldn't get with a trans man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they want cis people is what they're saying.
Yeah.
That's not at all true. No. I would fuck the shit out of a dude if they had a vagina. If I could meet a cute little twink boy around my, like, twink man, because twink boy sounds weird for me to say. That didn't come out right. But you know what I mean. Like, if I could find a cute little twink man, oh my god, I'd fuck the shit out of them. I would wholeheartedly date them. There's one person I'm following on Twitter. Their name is, like, Little Sunshine.
Didn't you show
Boy,
them?
yeah, I think so. Fucking...
Yeah, you did. Yeah. One of the first times we hung out, you showed me.
Trans man had a full mastectomy, I think is the term. Got their breasts removed, but still have a vagina, fully working and whatnot. that seems kind of rude to say, but like you know what I mean.
Right.
The only weird thing about them is since they had the mastectomy, they got like new nipples, and their nipples are like a legitimate pink, not like a nipple pink, but like a bright pink, and it's weird to look at sometimes, but like it's cool. It's not like in a bad way. It's just interesting.
Yeah.
But like, I would love to just fuck the shit out of them. I think it would be so much fun.
Yeah.
And like, it's just like, trans women are in the same boat as dudes for me. It's like, I've met some beautiful trans women, and I went on a date with one of them, but I didn't know they were trans till we were about to have sex, and this was me like freshman year of college, so I was just like, that's a lot to take on right now, and so then I never talked, like I didn't like kick them out and I wasn't mean to them, it was just a lot to handle, and then I never talked to them again. But like, I have no problem with trans women.
Right.
It's just, as soon as I learned that somebody has a penis, I don't want that.
Yeah, because that's not what you want
like,
for you.
My thing is one, I don't like doing butt stuff to somebody because, as you know, my penis would be hard to put in someone's butt.
Ouch.
Fucking
is all I'm gonna say. Is
like,
ouch.
That would be one. It would take so much time, so much lube involved,
so much
like,
pain.
I like
and
butt stuff on myself. But it's because I've tried anal a couple of times, didn't do it correctly at all, and I feel so sorry for those girls.
Yeah, I've never.
But I was in high school, and I didn't know any better. They didn't know any better. We didn't know what we were doing. Like, I wore a condom and whatnot, but I thought that was all I needed. Didn't use lube. It was rough. But like, it's just like, I don't want to fuck a butt. I don't want to fuck a butthole.
Yeah, no.
And like, I get that you can get head from someone with a penis, and like, it's, you know, it's pretty solid. Usually they know how to give really good head because they...
What was that voice drop you just did?
They know how to give really good head. But the only thing is like, I can't reciprocate it. And then I feel like shit because all I want to do is go down on girl. Like, it's my favorite fucking thing for like 10 to 15 minutes. It depends on if my jaw hurts or if I just really want to get into sex. Sometimes most of the time I just really want to get into sex. But if like a girl really wants me to go down on them, I'm more than happy to.
Right.
But, well.
Is that your hair?
Yep. There you go. But like, that's my whole thing with that, is just like, I don't care if you identify as a dude or a woman. I just need a vagina.
Yeah.
I cannot. So, yeah, that was
I really just don't. I have never cared, ever. Like, I knew I was at, like, 8th grade, maybe? 8th, 7th grade? I was
And I'm not saying, like, in 8th grade, but, like, if y'all could see what she looks like now, this would make a whole lot of sense.
Yeah,
She's very much that type of girl that's like, oh yeah, she goes either way.
Yeah,
she's very much a bi girl.
I have never not, like, no one's ever thought that I was straight off the get-go. Ever since I was, like, in high school. Like, no one ever...
Nobody believes that I'm straight. Everybody thinks that I'm a flaming homosexual, and I'm like, I get it.
For that,
I understand.
You act like a flaming
I act queer as fuck. Yeah. That does not include being homosexual. I hate being in Arkansas because I want to wear my own clothes, and my own clothes are just very feminine and include a maid costume every once in a while. But like, how is that gay? I still just want to fuck, like, fucking the homies isn't gay, bro. No. But so have you ever done anything with a girl?
Kind of.
What's kind of?
It's I'm not gonna talk about it in this kind of, and I'll tell you about it later.
Okay, fair. Well then,
it's a very specific story that I think you'll enjoy hearing, but no one else needs to.
Fair. We're definitely gonna talk about this after the podcast. So then, I don't know. Along with that, what I don't know. It's just like, now I really want to make the threesome happen because, like, I want to know what it's like for you, and I want to see if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
My friend never fucking texted me back. I need to text him again to see if he's down. Because like, he should be, but I don't get why I don't understand why he wouldn't be. Because he always complains about not getting laid, and I'm like, dude.
You gave me specific reasons as to why he wouldn't.
I know that I gave you
with bitches is basically what you said,
Yeah.
and then he proved that he was. So
and I'm just like, dude, I'm literally like, me and her are both down. Me and you have both talked about wanting to do this. Just come over.
Pussy out.
Pussy ass bitch. But hopefully, like, I just really want to try to find a girl. But the problem is like, all the girls that we've thought about are problematic.
Just hate us, basically. They all hate us.
Yeah. And I'm like, guys, just open yourselves up.
Hate us less, or be less hateable, and
Like, we're not the problems.
saying that screams that we're the problems, but I promise that we aren't.
If you knew who we were talking about, you would know. It would be fine.
Oh, so much easier.
Ooh, that back pop.
Right?
Ow.
Terrible posture.
Well then, have you come up with anything? Anything that you want to know?
I'm trying to remember.
Final topic.
What? Because I brought something up literally a week ago, and you were like, we should talk about that. And I've been sitting here listening.
But it doesn't have to be that. There's literally
I know, but now
anything that you want to know about me, anything that you want to know just in general. I have a vast knowledge of sex and sexual things in general. If not, I have Google at our fingertips, and we can talk about that for like 10 minutes.
What's like the strangest kink you've encountered someone having?
That I've encountered someone having, or that I have?
That someone else has
generally,
had.
I have the weirder kinks.
Really?
I sleep with a lot of vanilla bitches.
Yeah?
I don't like it. But that's because this is going to sound bad, but I'm here for quantity over quality.
Right.
Just because...
You're trying to get to 100. So
well, and like, yes, but also, like, I still value the individual experience I'm having with that individual partner. Like, they're not just adding on to the thing. But, you know, as soon as we sleep together, the fact that we've had sex, I get to add that. Like, it's a fun little side quest, if that makes sense. But, I don't know, I've not had... I guess the weirdest kink was a girl that I never even ended up sleeping with. I met her at C4, and she loved getting the shit beat out of her.
You've told me the story.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah. So, I don't know if I've said this on the podcast before. But, so there was this girl that I met at C4, really cute, and, like, super interesting, and I was talking to her, and she's like, can you just, like, slap me? And I was like, I'm in public.
Man, we are in a populated nightclub.
I'm a straight white male, a well-known straight white male in a gay nightclub. I'm not about to slap a bitch. I'm not about to slap you. And she's like, fine, whatever, pussy. And I was like, okay, fine. And like we danced, and like I didn't slap her until the night ended, and it was like we went and got food at the food trucks, and it was like 2 p.m, and we were in the Walton Arts Center parking lot. Absolutely nobody was there. It was me, her, and her sister. And her sister was like, yeah, she loves this. It's weird, but it's cool. So I was like, fine, whatever. So, like, I go and I give her, here, give me your hand. I went and did, like, that, like a nice little, like, ting. And she's like, don't fuck with me. Like, actually slap me. So I was just like, I gave her a good one. And I was just like, she's like, no, better. And so I get back and I'm like, I thought I Chris Browned her, and I just fucking like,
oh my God.
I just like slapped her, and like her face just like did the whatever to the side, and she's like, okay, you're getting there, try again. So I go back, I full on fucking rear back, like 180, come in, slap her so hard she falls on the fucking ground, and gets up, and she's like, not the best, but that was a solid start. And I was just like, what do you want me to do?
Solid start.
I was like, I can't hit harder than that. I hit you with all my force. Oh my God.
I can't. Something funny I like to think about is that some people like to get punched.
I was going to say that was the next one.
Like,
I did have one girl tell me to punch her.
What do you have to go through in your life to be like, yeah, fucking deck me right now?
Well, so here's the thing. Here's my thing with that is she was riding me on top cowgirl style.
Right.
And she looks down at me, she's like, hey, fucking punch me. And I'm like, I don't remember who this was, because This was like way back in like the 30s of my body count. This was way
Right.
long ago. Like sophomore year, freshman year. She's like, just fucking punch me. And I'm like, I don't care who you think you are. But the second that I punch you with a closed fist and you stop liking me,
Yeah.
that is an instant felony. There's no way for me to talk myself out of that being a dude and just generally like the fuck around kind of dude that I am. Everyone would be like, dude, you straight up just punched a bitch because you didn't like her. And I was like, no, she told me to punch her while having sex. Like, yeah, okay.
Right.
Okay. Just because you have sex with a lot of people. And I was like, I'm not, like, I had the whole thing planned out in my head. I was like, I'm not doing this. Like, I'm like, I will open hand slap the fucking shit out of someone. Nope, I gotta work up to it a little bit because I'm very timid and I don't like hurting people in general. But, like, if they want me to, I will. Like, the thing is like, my favorite thing is when girls are like, oh, I'm so kinky, like, I'm so, like, I don't like vanilla sex, and then, like, we start having sex, and it's pretty fucking vanilla, and she's like, okay, choke me, and I'm like, oh, you're just like every other bitch.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you, I've never once in my life met some girl that did not like to be choked.
Because they don't exist, yeah.
They do not exist.
Nope.
Do not ever fucking choke me.
Yeah, no.
I freak out because I've had 3 traumatic experiences in grade school and high school from getting choked. And I just flip out, black out. The last time someone actually tried choking me, they ended up fucking black eye and knocked out. I was just, I can't do it.
I remember the first time we hooked up, that's like the first thing you told me, and I was like, great, good to know.
Yeah. Because like some girls will try to, and I'm like, nope. Like I think, well, so, because I think, I don't remember exactly if this happened, but my brain's just like, yeah, I think that happened. But I remember one time, I didn't tell this girl because it was just a Tinder hookup, and she started like go down to choke me, and like I hit her hands and like slapped her in the face real fucking quickly, and she's like, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, don't do that. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, let's just get back to fucking.
Yeah, no.
Can't do it. So I don't know, what's the weirdest kink that you've had?
There aren't actually, let me think.
Well, how many people have you slept with?
6 in total.
Okay, so that's the number I thought. I feel like we talked about that.
It's 6, wait. Yeah, okay. Because see, it's not that many, but I have to run through it in my head just to like double check. Because I can't ever remember if it's 6 or 7 because I go back and forth as to whether it's 6 or 7.
Just me.
It's just
I'm just the weirdest kink.
Yeah, for sure. Because like, I mean, like most guys are into like basic shit. It's not
most dudes, from what I've come to realize, are kinky to how the girl wants to be kinky.
Yeah, that's what I've
We don't
noticed,
care in general. Like, if the girl wants to be kinky, we'll do it. But if not,
yeah, I've talked to like.
Which makes sense because that's how you keep from getting jail.
Yeah, I've talked to like a fair amount of like my friends who are guys, and like. And like some of them aren't even into the shit that girls typically are into, like the like beat the shit out of me and choke me or whatever. It's like I don't like
girls have daddy issues and we've raised them awfully in America. We've destroyed women
so bad, especially because like you see it on TikTok all the time, and before you saw it on Tumblr and before you saw it fucking other places, I don't know, of just like romanticizing violence in sex, like they're like intertwined at this point, like, and it scares me so bad.
Because like for me,
growing up right now.
It scares me too. But like for me, slapping a butt is not violent.
Oh no.
I love slapping a good booty, but like choking a girl, slapping them, like. I don't know about rough sex. It depends on how rough. There's a difference between like breaking your uterus and just like going hard.
Ouch. Yeah, but like I think for me it's weird to think about that. That's like a default setting for most girls now. It's like, oh, that's how you're supposed to enjoy sex, is if it's only like that. Like, it is the only way. It's like, no, that's not how. You don't have to like get hurt, because some people don't like pain, and that's fine, and you don't have to enjoy pain.
See, my thing is like
sex.
Outside of that, I love that movie. Sorry, that. My thing is like, as you know, I'm very my biggest kinks are voyeurism and exhibitionism.
I need you to explain both of those things to
Have
me.
I not told you this? I
No.
swear I've told you this. And it's gonna make sense when I say it. So
Okay.
voyeurism is the act of watching people.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
I love watching people have sex. Like I'm just on ChatterBait watching people while watching TV or playing video games all the time because
Right.
it's just nice to have that in my peripheral. I would love to just watch my friends have sex. I mean, I would like to join if they're doing it too, but I would be more than happy to just watch in the fucking corner or something. Like, if I was dating a girl previously, but not anymore. But like, the idea of watching her get fucked by someone else,
Right.
super fun and interesting. I have cucked a dude before. That was fun. Exhibitionism is the act of being watched while having sex. Which that makes so much sense, right? I would love to have a crowd of people watch me fuck on a stage.
When you said voyeurism, I thought of something else, and I can't remember. It starts with a V. But much stranger. It's like things getting consumed or something like that. Vor. Thank you. Okay.
Vor. Yeah, we talked about this. Me and Aubrey talked about this on one of my podcasts.
I was like, I've heard about this recently. Where I listened to that one recently. But I was like, is that what you're?
No. I just there's nothing more interesting to me than the idea of getting to fuck someone at halftime at a football game. I think that would be the coolest fucking thing. It doesn't have to necessarily be like football, because I don't care about sports, but just something with that crowd of people. Like, let me be the Super Bowl halftime act. Just fucking somebody. I would be so happy.
That makes a lot of sense for you. But
that's why I like to make porn and do a lot of other shit.
Yeah.
It's also why I like having threesomes, because there's always somebody watching.
Yeah. It's always like the weirdest part of like threesome porn is just someone's just kind of sitting there watching, and I'm like, what are you doing? What is the point?
I also really like having public sex to a degree. Not like I don't want to just go into town and try to find like an alley and fuck, because that's a lot of work that I don't want to do. But like, I've had sex on a bridge in the middle of the night because it was romantic and fun, and she was wearing a skirt and it was easy.
Right.
But like, the idea of going on a hike and just fucking outdoors sounds great. I would love to do it. I've yet to do it. I've had like 3 chances, but every time they've canceled. But like, outdoor sex is fun. But outside of that, it's just like, I don't like being violent. I don't.
Thankfully, I like being violent towards. Like, this isn't like a me thing, because I like that shit, obviously.
Yeah.
But I just think it's weird that that's kind of like become a default setting of sex. And I'm like, why would you? Like, why is this so normalized to the point where this is how people think they should be having good sex, and that's the only way to?
Which, thankfully for me, like. And I also feel bad for girls for this reason, because I've come to realize that most dudes are just fucking trash at having sex.
Oh my god.
And like,
they're so awful.
I'm not going to say that I'm great at it, because like, I don't put a huge amount of effort in, but thankfully, I don't have to. I've just been blessed with a very solid penis, and it does a lot of the work for me. But like, I'm always trying to get better. The biggest thing I've come to realize with getting better at sex, especially like for dudes, because like for girls it's kind of hard, because one, I don't know y'all's experience and I can't really talk on it, but for dudes, it's just fucking talking to the person you're sleeping with and seeing what they want. Because like, my biggest thing is pleasing the other people. Other person makes me enjoy it a lot more. Because like, I don't want to just have sex in like a buffet style. Well, I would be against that, but like in terms of like, if I'm going to get with somebody, I'm not just like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I like to get into the sex and actually enjoy it. I mean, that's not to say I'm not gonna just get up and leave sometimes, because like, that's all we were there for. I don't have anything else to do after that.
Right.
But
the issue with like,
it's just like talking and finding out what they want.
Yeah, no, but like, how I was 16 when I lost my virginity. So like, it's that around like 17 to 19-year-old guys, in my experience, just
Trash.
don't fucking speak And I'm bad enough at talking. Why am I doing the podcast?
As we're at the final couple minutes.
I am bad enough at communicating myself that, like, having to talk to a teenage boy is fucking awful.
I was gonna say, I don't think we've had a problem with it at all.
No,
but
we
also
haven't,
it's super easy because we laugh about it the entire fucking time.
Yeah, it's like being comfortable with someone is not easy for me.
The
but
other thing I like is, like, whenever I'm in that situation, it's generally pretty easy for a girl to be comfortable because, like, I don't
you're
care.
a pretty non-threatening person, which is nice.
I've heard very different things from other people.
Really?
But, yeah, it's because I come off as aggressive, just generally. Like, my whole presence is aggressive, and I get that, but it's aggressive in, like, a good way. Most people are just, like, not willing to...
I'm used to aggressive in a bad way, so you're aggressive in a good way. It's
well, so, fine. Like, my thing with that is, like, a lot of people are used to... Is my hair?
Yep.
Great. I wasn't even over there. My thing is, like, a lot of people don't... They get... God damn it, how am I trying to word this? Most women that, like, I'm trying to talk to won't tell me the truth in a situation.
Right.
And if I don't know what's going on, I can't do anything about it. So, like, I come in just very blunt and bold because that's who I am. Why would I waste my time? I'm just like, hey, I would love to sleep with you. You seem very cute and interesting, and it would be a fun time. And they're like, oh, I don't know, maybe. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm going to keep trying because you didn't tell me no. And that's where a lot of people hate me from. And I'm like, bitch, if you would have just told me no, like, in a legitimate way. Because, like, I hate when someone tells me no with a very obviously made up excuse. Like, oh, I just don't have time right now. Or, like, I just can't, like right now with the pandemic, I understand. But, like, in general, they're like, if they cancel on me, like, oh, I had to go, like, help my grandma or something. I'm like, bitch, just tell me you didn't want to hang out with me. I don't care. I will go find somebody else. I'm not invested in you romantically. I do not care.
Right, yeah.
So, it's like, I come off as aggressive, and then, like, with that mixed into it, people think I'm just an awful person. And I'm like, I can see how that comes off. But I don't think that's my problem when it's like, I'm just being blunt and honest and open about it. You're the one that's making up shitty excuses and not being straightforward. Yeah. Because, like, I get that it's scary to be straightforward to a dude because dudes are awful and mean. I'm a fucking 160-pound, 6-foot-tall twig of a man.
Yeah.
Who already is just suicidal off and on about once a month.
Right,
like, just wait it out. Like,
just wait it out.
Like, I'm not gonna do anything.
Right.
Also, like, the last thing I ever want to do is end up in jail or anything like that, because I don't have any reason to be there.
Right.
I'm not the person that's gonna hold up well in jail or prison. I've never had the interest in doing something that's gonna get me there, except for sell drugs. But Oregon's changing that. So, like, it's just one of those things where, like, I don't even remember what we were talking about originally.
People hate me because I'm bitchy.
You're not even that. Well, you're catty. You can be very catty.
I have a limit.
I was gonna say, you're bitchy to people that you know pretty well.
Yeah. I'm also, like, if I am with someone and I am just not feeling it and I'm not enjoying myself, I have a 3 to 4 hour timer in which I will be nice.
I don't see a problem with that.
And then once that time is up, I'm not going to be nice anymore because I physically can't do it. There's a certain amount of, like bullshit I can put forth to act like I'm having fun, but there's 3 to 4 hours in.
Oh, I've definitely been in situations where if I'm just not having a good time, I've gotten up and left.
Yeah.
Now, it's different for sex, because I've definitely stayed in a lot of situations where I wasn't enjoying it or having fun.
Just to, like, have sex with them later?
No, not to have later. I'd never talk to these people again. It was awful.
No, I mean, like, later in the time you're hanging out with them.
I mean, what?
Like...
That didn't make sense. I was like, no, I had bad sex, left, and never talked to them again.
Oh, okay, you had bad sex with them. And
it was god-awful.
Okay, I thought you meant you were, like, hanging out with someone, like, and not enjoying yourself.
No, this was...
waiting to fuck them, and that's why
No, generally, if I'm wanting to sleep with someone, I'll make myself have a good time.
Okay.
But, like, if I'm having, like, bad sex, I'm gonna finish it, because it's... All the times that I've had bad sex, it's because either the girl had absolutely zero idea what she was doing, or they were a dead fish. And I'm just like, so are you enjoying this? She's like, yeah. And then completely silent. And I'm like...
I mean, like,
Okay, let's get this over with so I can leave.
Literally every other guy I've ever had sex with, except for you, makes no fucking noise. And it's...
I don't even make that much noise.
I know!
Like, I try.
Literally no one else. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? I know you're enjoying this because you finished. But, like, why is there's no audible anything. And, like, I don't make a whole lot of noise unless I am faking making a lot of noise. And so
I want you to try to fake it next time we do it.
Absolutely fucking not.
I want to hear you. I want to hear your porn faking
no.
it. Like, I want to hear it.
No, you do not want to hear it.
Yes.
I can't stand hearing it myself. I'm like, I gotta block this out. I can't ever do this again.
But like like outside of that, like in a non-sexual term, I will just get the fuck up and leave.
Right.
Like if I'm not feeling it, or if I'm feeling excluded, like I have a weird, for the type of dude who I am, which is everybody fucking knows me. Mm-hmm. I make a presence where I go. Right. I am very well known and hard to forget. Mm-hmm. I can disappear in a fucking crowd instantly.
How?
I don't know. I'm also a 6 foot tall dude. Everyone can see me. But if I don't want to be in a situation, I am instantly gone and you'll never fucking find me.
Right.
Which is nice because sometimes when I don't, like, whenever I'm having a fight with a girlfriend where it ends up with us breaking up, they just never find me again.
Awful. Why do you just talk to them?
I'm scared of women when they're mad at me.
We're not that scary.
That's a bold lie. The only thing scarier to me than an angry woman who has feelings for your relationship.
Oh God.
So like
reason I don't date anyone that gets batshit crazy.
A woman who is into you, that is angry with you. The only thing scarier than that is a white man with nothing to lose. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
There's nothing scarier than those two things. Mm-hmm. Because, like, I'm pacifistic as fuck, and the idea of conflict I don't like.
Right.
So, whenever a girl starts either yelling at me or being like, hey, we need to talk, or, like, throwing shit at me, I'm just like, I have to stand here or I'm gonna knock her the fuck out.
I don't throw shit. I don't get violent.
Well, I'm not dating you, so I don't have to worry about that.
But I'm just thinking, in my life, I've never actually fucking yelled or
I've only dated 3 girls. Mm-hmm. Plus, this is also a big thing with my Asperger's, I think.
3 guys.
I think it's a big thing with my Asperger's is I have a really big problem with just absolutely shutting down. I cannot have a conversation in these senses in person. It has to be through text, which I feel bad about. I can only break up with someone over text.
I probably couldn't break up with someone in person either.
It's just it's just awful. Like, I feel bad about it, but it's I literally get mute. I cannot form a word. Right. I can make grunts and noises if it gets really bad. I have a full autistic fucking breakdown. And like, it's not even just like specifically with relationships. Like, I had it the day that whenever I had my hand broke, because like my friend group at the time told me that they didn't want me to be in their friend group anymore. And then I just like completely broke down, and 2 of the dudes started talking to me, and I was just like, I don't fucking know. So I sat there completely mute for about 3 hours in the dining hall, and everyone was like, what is he doing here? And I was just like, just got up and fucking left. But like, in terms of like disappearing, like, there's maybe 3 people that this is excluded from. If I were to just never answer, or if I were to just never text somebody first, not post anything or do anything, I would never have people talk to me. Nobody messages me first.
Right.
Nobody tries to like initiate a conversation in person. Like I said, there's like 3 people that this is excluded, and you're one of them, Aubrey's one of them, and my mom is the 3rd. Outside of that, like, I could have my phone on me 24 hours a day, not fucking use it, and I would never have a message from anybody for anything until it got to a holiday, and my grandma would be like, I love you, and that would be it.
Right.
So unless I'm initiating it, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to worry about that. About people trying to find me that way. 2, like, somehow, I don't understand how it happens, but, like, I wear very gaudy outfits. Like, it's hard to mistake me. I'm a 6-foot-tall dude
the lack
wearing
of
women's
outfit
clothing.
that you're typically wearing.
I'm also shirtless most of the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can
Your lack of clothing kind of sets you apart from most people.
And not even, like, it doesn't even have to be a large crowd. Like, if I'm at, like, a concert or something, yeah, you're not gonna fucking find me.
Right.
But, or at the mall, you're not gonna fucking find me. Mm-hmm. But, like, if we were just walking around campus on a Saturday and I wanted to lose you, give me 5 minutes and I'm gone.
Right.
But the other thing with that, though, is, like, generally if I'm going somewhere, if I'm... Sorry, I have the hiccups. If I'm going somewhere, I know all of the alternative routes I can take. I know where the exits are at all times, just because that's where my brain, like, goes. I always have a plan.
Mine's not. I
know
unaware of all my surroundings at all.
I generally know, like, the secret passages, like, faster ways, shortcuts, and whatnot. And, like, I just generally have a good sense. So it's like, just poof, vanished. Like, I could literally disappear and no one would fucking know. Be easy.
I don't think I could disappear that easy. I don't think I could.
She's like, oh, I have people that care about me.
I'd like to. But like, yeah. I mean, I don't think I could disappear easy just because I, like, people find me too easy.
I was like, I wouldn't let
people
you at this point.
People find me too fucking easy. I'm like, how?
Because it was the day that we were supposed to do the photo shoot.
Oh, yeah, and I was at my parents' house.
You were at your parents' house and, like, you wouldn't answer me.
I was busy.
Like, I was, well, I know, but let me explain.
I was genuinely doing something.
I understand that, but I didn't know that at the time because you'd not told me you were at your parents'. So I texted you and I was like, hey, are we still good for tomorrow? Because I'm used to people canceling me all the time, which it ended up happening. But I was like, oh, she's not answering back. And so I texted Jackson and I was like, hey, have you heard from Grace? And he didn't text back. And I was like, oh no, something happened. So I went to your house. I came to the apartment.
Right.
Because I was going to Dixon Street anyways. I was like, I might as well stop by and, like, check in because I haven't heard from her.
Right.
And, like, nothing. No answer. And I was like... If I
would have been here, that would have been so scary.
Yeah, I was just like, what is going on? Well, I texted you, so you would have seen it.
My stepdad had a heart attack, Taffy. I had to go help with stuff.
I'm sorry. I didn't know that. I was trying to make sure you weren't dead so that we could do our photo shoot the next day.
Plans.
Which is fine. But I think this is a solid place to end the podcast.
Yeah, it also smells like something is like burning in here.
Yeah, you do have a candle on over back there.
I'm gonna go fix it.
But so that's.
Oh shit! It's like on fire.
Oh, cool.
What do you do?
Have you? I'm gonna end the podcast here because I got to go put a fire out, guys. Yeah. Thank you for listening. See you next time.